Hi, Farah. Welcome to the Foghorn Podcast. Lovely to have you here today.
It's lovely being here. Thank you for having me.
And what would you like to share with us today?
I would like to share how I sort of overcome my depression, and I'm still trying to survive it actually.
Wow.
But I'm in a place right now where I'm super happy with my progress, and I would like to share that actually.
Wow. Yeah.
So the beginning of how I actually got my depression is two things.
Okay.
First thing was passing of my best friend.
Wow.
She passed away really early, and that really like triggered me sort of because she was my only friend that I could tell anything to, and the way she passed just hurt me. And second thing was I didn't want to go to uni. Like I didn't want to join university at all. And like because of the pressure of my parents and the pressure that I had from everyone just like blew me away. So even school also had a part of my depression. Like I was so depressed in school, and that's why I didn't want to go to university, because I don't want to have that experience again, because I thought it was going to be the same thing. Like the same thing that happened in school will happen again in university if I
Sure.
go.
How old were
So
you when this was happening?
I've just turned 18 at that time. Like it was, I think, in June or July at that time. Um, so my best friend passed away literally 2 days after my birthday,
Wow.
which was May 17th. And then after that, it was time for me to apply to university, and that's when the whole pressure from my parents came from. And I just didn't do anything. I didn't apply. I didn't try to apply. I didn't apply for my IELTS either. So they were like obviously really furious about it and everything. So that's where it all started. It all started to pile up. Especially like everything about my friend, my family. I had, can we cut? I don't know what to say.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened with your friend when your friend passed away? Because that sounds absolutely horrendous. Like, what were you feeling? Like, how did you react?
So the first thing that happened actually, I broke down into tears. I didn't know what to do. She was actually in like a coma for a week.
Oh my God.
Um, so in that week, I kept double checking, like calling, emailing, WhatsApping, visiting, like even visiting at the times where they were allowing visitors. Um, but the issue is it was out of my control. I couldn't do anything.
Sure.
So at that time, I realized like what was happening, and I knew like I had to like give her some space, let her breathe first. Basically, like meaning like I need to take time for myself to recover from that, because every day I would have panic attacks. I thought like that was like the end of her when she was in a coma. I thought that was like the end of her. I won't see her again. I didn't know how I would survive without her.
Wow.
I stopped eating. I had an eating disorder. I fell into a deep depression. As I said, also panic attacks.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do. Like, just it's like
Of
you see
course.
her dying, and I didn't know what to do. So
Yeah.
when I finally got the call that she passed away, it was it was done. That was the it for me.
Wow.
Um,
That's
I
awful.
just I didn't do anything. Like I couldn't do anything. All I did was stay in my room. I didn't eat. I literally didn't do anything. And that what really pissed me off. Like I didn't do anything. Even when it was time to like go like to her memorial or anything, I couldn't go.
Really.
And that was the hardest thing for me to do. I couldn't go because I couldn't get myself out of my room to go and see
Yeah.
her. If
Yeah.
I go, I'll just be the loudest one there. Like I knew like I would make such a scene that I don't want people like other people think I'm crazy or anything. So I just couldn't go. I couldn't even get myself out of bed. That was the issue for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
then after like a few weeks, uh, I realized what I did, which was not going to her memorial and how important that would have been for her, or like for her family specifically. And I still feel ashamed for not going, but I still sent an email to her family giving my respect and apologizing for not going, obviously. And yeah.
Surely they understood though. It wasn't like you had amazing reasons not to go.
Yeah, they were very understanding. They were like, it's perfectly fine, just take care of yourself. They just gave me like pointers into how I should like take this. And I was in shock. Like they were very supportive. Like I never thought that they would be that supportive. But no, they were like beside me the entire time. And I was with them the entire time to like move on from this.
Did you have any other support at that time?
No, not really. Like I didn't really tell my parents about it. They sort of figured it out. But it's because I already felt that I had depression starting from school itself, and then just slowly progressed with her death, and then applying for university and all that. It just slowly progressed.
And I think when you're really depressed, I mean, I've had depression. When you're so low, it's not something you want to talk about, is it? Really, you just don't actually want to talk about it because it's just so horrendous and awful, and it's not something you want to share. I remember I didn't want to share it. I just wanted to be left alone.
Like I just stayed in, and I didn't do all I did was sleep. I slept for more than 12 hours a day. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. And I feel like I always kept a journal with me. Just every time I wake up, I just write down how I feel.
Before or now?
So before it was hard for me to write down, but now, especially in 2020, I started writing everything down just to see how I feel throughout the day.
Yeah.
And it really helped me, especially because in 2020 I went to therapy all the time, once a week. So there was like this one quote that she gave me that just was stuck with me my entire life.
Wow.
It's here. So she said, recovering from depression is like a board game. Your life depends on the dice. You think you're doing well, you are about to reach the end of it, but then you land in a space that sends you right back to the start. So it's literally, it's like a board game. Every time you just throw the dice, you think it's gonna land on something good, but then it doesn't, and the cycle just repeats itself. And that just stayed with me because it is true. Like every day you think, oh, I hope this would be better, but then it ends up being the worst day of your life, which it is true. And I just kept it in my entire life. It's like something that
amazing.
Really
how some quotes can really help us, and obviously that one was your one to help you. And but how did you get out of that depression then? Like what helped you?
So at the beginning, I told my parents I wanted to take a gap year for me to like figure out what I wanted to do. They weren't proud of that at all. They were so against it, but they gave me my own space because I told them like, I'm going to therapy. I'm going to try to go do some activities to get my mind off this depression. And so they were like sort of supportive, but you know, like our parents and our Middle Eastern society, they don't know exactly what depression is, or like they don't want to associate mental health itself in that society. So it was a bit difficult for them to take it in. It was even difficult for them to see if their daughters have depression. Especially that I already like have dyslexia, ADHD, and on top of that I have depression. So all of it together just didn't fit with them well, basically saying.
Wow.
So what I did was they gave me 6 months. Exactly 6 months to figure my life out.
Wow. That's not long actually. That's quite a bit tough. Figuring your life out. That's but I guess it's something. Okay.
At least it's something. So the first thing I did was they took me to a therapist. That was the first thing they did for me. And I just told her about everything that happened. I told her about my problems, and she helped me out. She really did. Second thing, I started doing a lot of activities. Like I went to pottery classes, I went to art class, I went to
creativity.
I started diving, and now I'm a professional diver.
Wow.
So yeah. And so what the two things that really stuck with me was pottery and diving, because I felt more joy when I was doing it. So I was like, you know what, just keep doing it, and probably after that you will not think about it. Like you won't overthink a lot of things.
Yes.
And that's also when I started also journaling. I started reflecting on my life, just started everything. Basically, I just started everything at once. It was very hectic, not gonna lie, having classes, like party classes, having diving classes, having to fix my sleep because I sleep a lot.
Yeah.
It was very difficult.
But you knew it was working.
Yes, it was pretty much working. But there was times where I still had my panic attacks. There were times where I still used to like sleep, cry myself to sleep. But at least in the middle of the day, I would feel some sort of happiness, which I was always looking forward to. And yeah.
Did you have good friends? Did you do this with friends, or did you do it by yourself?
No, I did it by myself.
Oh, did you?
The issue with me, I feel like I don't keep friends that much. Like I usually let them drift away, which is bad, but it's just something that I recently started to do, which I just realized that I was doing. Like before, I would just keep them. I would like go out with them, have fun with them. But now, after I've like discovered my depression and everything that happened, I felt like depression was literally my enemy. So every time I would like go out with my friends, I would usually stop and like go home early because I couldn't stay with them as much. And then some of them would like get really mad at me because I would leave early, or like I would act in a certain way that they didn't like. They felt like I was giving them negative energy. So most of them obviously just drifted away. Like you could tell who are your friends and who are just fake friends.
And I guess at that age, 18, because I had depression when I was 18, and I remember my friends were not really there for me either. But now looking back, I think, well, you know, what do they know about depression? You know, a lot of people don't know about it anyway. But then an 18-year-old, like, they probably don't know what to do. They just want to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I completely understand what you're saying.
So even now, it's hard for me to keep friends, like especially that I'm in university and I'm trying to socialize more, trying to make new friends. I still feel like it's difficult to keep them in my life because I don't talk to them as often. I don't text, I don't WhatsApp, I don't anything. And I just let them drift away.
What stops you from like talking to them? And
anxiety. I'll be like,
oh, really?
Thing. I would just overthink. I was like, okay, if I text them now, how long will it take them? Or will they want to hear from me? Do they want to hang out with me? It just overthinking. That's why I just don't do anything.
Wow.
Yeah. It is very difficult to keep friends at this age. But I'm trying to change. Like I'm turning 20 soon in May. So I'm trying to change at least one thing in my life. I know it will take several years for me to get used to, or like to actually not have depression. That's why I'm trying to fix slowly what I could do. Like basically, I always try to keep a friend. So a friend to talk to at night, to a friend to go out with if I feel like going out. So yeah, and especially just a month ago, I realized exactly who are my true friends, because even if I don't text them, even if I don't talk to them, they're still there. They're the ones who always initiate the conversation. They always come to my house trying to get me out of the room.
Wow.
And it's like I only have like 4 or 2 friends who are always there for me. So there's my cousin who's always there for me. That's why I love her to death. And I have another one who I just met in university. just recently met her, like it's been 5 months now, and she's really supportive with what I'm doing to trying to help me out, which I felt amazing afterwards when she like gives me like a call. She's like, hey, how are you? Just wanted to double check.
Amazing.
That actually made me so happy that she was actually checking up on me without me telling her anything. Because it's very hard for me to communicate. It's very hard for me to open up.
Yeah.
So especially for her to like check up on me.
Yeah.
Is
means
amazing.
So much. Being kind, it just means so much.
It does. Especially like I feel like I wouldn't say I'm rude, but I would say like I don't really communicate that much. So especially for her being that kind to like actually talk to me, I opened up so much to her. Like it, like I just my walls just shut down for her.
Wow.
Which was really good.
Trust.
Because I didn't talk to my parents about how I feel. Like, because my parents are sort of also the issue of why I got depression. So it's very hard for me to talk to. I was never close to my parents or my siblings. So for me to like even try to talk to them, that was like the hardest thing for me. But recently I've started to like slowly progress from there and started to like talk to them, try to play with them like board games or whatever, just to like open conversations.
What helps you open up then? Okay, playing board games, like, yeah, what actually helps you express yourself? Because I think a lot of people, it's difficult for a lot of people to express themselves.
So what really made me open up was journaling, honestly, just journaling. Just writing down everything I think about. Even if I'm overthinking, I'll just write it in like words. Like if I'm feeling numb, I'll just write in the book, I'm feeling numb, I feel empty.
Wow.
And that just made me feel open. Like it just made me feel like I could finally open up. And if someone asks, oh, how are you feeling? I would always be like, oh, I'm doing great, I'm doing good. But if they actually sit down with me and have a proper conversation, I would actually open up to them exactly how I feel.
Wow.
So it really, like, journaling really made me open up to actually talk to people better and talk to people exactly how I feel. Before, I would never say anything. I would just be like, yeah, I'm doing good. That's it. That was the end of the conversation.
It's like journaling. It's like it gives you a chance to open up to yourself. And then once you can open up to yourself, because it's all about the relationship we have with ourselves, really. And then, so you build that trust with yourself, and then you can open up to other people as well.
You have to have some self-improvement, self-love for you to open up to other people.
Yes, exactly.
So I had to figure it all by myself, because if someone else came to me and be like, oh, I could help you out, it wouldn't work, because you're the one who's helping me. I want to help myself.
Wow. Yeah.
I did it all by myself, honestly. I just tried to figure out things I could do for me to open up and survive, just to like survive the day. So my week would consist of waking up early, going to the gym, journaling all day, whatever. Anytime I would just journal. Just anytime, anything I have in my head, I'll just write it down.
That's amazing.
And then I'd usually have like pottery class. I would go there just to relax my mind, because it's very relaxing. You get all your thoughts out and you just put all your anger into that piece of clay, which really helped me. Because in pottery class, I just bunch the clay whenever I felt angry or whenever I felt like so alone, so numb. I'll just punch the clay until it's like flat out.
And it's like mindfulness, because you're being present, aren't you? You're out of your head again. You're doing something and being present.
Yeah. And then what really cleared my mind and what really opened my eyes was diving. There's like a whole other world under the sea. Like anytime I go diving, my head goes blank. It's amazing. It's like I feel like I'm in another dimension. That's the first time I ever did diving was the day when I realized how shitty my life was. Because when I went under the sea, I was like seeing all the fish, seeing like the corals, like everything. And I was like, I wish I could live under the sea instead of living up there. I was like, I want to be a mermaid. But then I was like, you know what, I could just do this every day and I would feel happy. But when I actually did it, when I actually started to do it every day, it was fun and all, but at the same time you'd get bored of it.
Yeah.
So what I tried to do is to have a balance. So I would do like diving every other day, so then I wouldn't get bored of it, and just take pictures every time I'm down there. Just take pictures, and when I'm up there, I would just look at it and just try to relax and be like, oh, I'm gonna go there tomorrow, so I'll feel happy again. So that's how I kept telling myself that, oh, I'll be happy when I go there again. Just those pictures really mean a lot to me.
Yeah, of course. It's like saved you. Yeah.
Like even when I have a panic attack and I just can't go out anywhere, I would just look at those pictures and be like, okay, I'm gonna go there soon again. I'll feel happy again. Just calm down. It just
That's amazing.
It's relaxing, honestly.
It's amazing because, like you said, you did it yourself, and you do actually have to do it yourself. People can be there for you and guide you, maybe ask you questions, teach you tools and techniques, but at the end of the day, you have to help yourself. And the fact that you tried all of those things, yeah, it's all of you, of course. People can't. There's not anything. People can't do anything physically, can they? What can they do? They can't get inside your head. But the fact that you tried all of those things, it sounds like you made a decision. I'm going to.
I tried so many things. I even tried horseback riding. I even tried going the drive racing thing. I don't really know exactly what it's called.
Yeah.
I tried so many things.
Wow.
Only those two, pottery and diving, really made a huge difference in my life. Like I felt a slight of happiness in my life. That's why I kept it.
Yeah.
I wanted to just feel like that slight of happiness. That's it. It doesn't have to be a lot, but at least it's something.
It's a start, isn't it? It's a taster of what can come.
It's better than feeling nothing, honestly. And at the beginning, I didn't believe like, oh, having to do something every day would actually mean anything. But trust me, doing something that you like will make a huge difference in your life.
Yeah.
Like now, because I did now I'm a certified diver, I feel so much happier that I actually achieved something that I like.
Exactly.
So it actually made a huge difference.
And good for your confidence as well, probably.
Yes, I gained so much confidence after I got my certificate. I was like, I'm beyond happy.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. So what advice would you give, because I'm sure there's plenty of teens going through what you went through for some reason or another. What would be your advice to them or your message?
So I'll be saying, just take your time. It's going to take so much time, but at least have progress every month. Like it doesn't have to be every week because it won't happen that way. Just be patient, be constant, find something that you like to do, like an activity that you like to do. Like it could be playing a sport, it could be painting, it could be even relaxing by the beach. Just find something that makes you a little bit happy, that makes you feel alive for a few minutes if you can.
Keep trying different things, because they might not find it straight away.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it won't come in a snap. It would never come like that. You just have to be constant. You have to always try to find something, even if it's going to take you ages. Just find that one thing that will make you alive, basically. Because I know having depression is like feeling dead. You feel like it's the end of you, but trust me, it's not. You're gonna survive it for sure. I'm telling you, if I survive it, and or still trying to survive it, you're gonna survive it too.
So keep trying, and even if you're on your own, just keep doing it.
Exactly. It's just try to find self-love. Like if you have to like start loving yourself before loving anyone else, honestly. Like you can't love anyone if you don't love yourself. It would never happen that way, ever.
Yeah. And journaling as well.
Yes. Journal. It's gonna open your eyes to so many things. Like I even wrote this morning. If I could, I don't mind reading it out.
Yeah, okay, tell us.
So I wrote, so it was just what I was thinking about anxiety and depression, because I was thinking about your podcast.
Okay.
So So I wrote, having anxiety and depression is like being scared and tired at the same time. It's wanting to be alone but not lonely. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of failure with no urge to to be productive. It's wanting to have friends but hate socializing. It's caring about everything but nothing at the same time. It's feeling numb and empty is what scares you, but you could survive this at the end of the day if you feel you could have something to look forward to. Yeah, it was just like
Wow, it's so true, because it is like that, isn't it? You don't want to be lonely, but you want to be alone. It's so good, and that's why it's a battle. It's like a permanent battle, isn't it? Depression. That's lovely. Yeah.
there's like this Arabic saying where it's like I think I wrote it down somewhere. Oh yes, so it's like an Arabic saying that my mom actually told me about. It's, I don't know if I'm in the right place exactly.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so it's, I came to realize that I didn't want to die. I just wanted my life as I knew it to end. That message is so important because your life can always take a different path and a different direction. It's just that sentence.
Wow.
My mom told me that, and she was like, I know that it's hard for you right now to see the bright light, but it will just take you time, as I said, to just see that speck of light again. Because it's like when obviously you experienced depression before, you felt dark, you felt like you were in a dark room, like you're
black
trapped.
hole.
Exactly. So you always try to fight to just find that one speck of light, like that just shine in your dark.
Yeah.
And it just stayed with me my entire life, honestly.
That's amazing.
Like,
and it's true, because when you do find that tiny, you get a little glimpse, don't you? It's just the start. And then then it goes again, and then it's all black again, but then it comes back, and then that light kind of gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's why I just need hope, honestly. Like, you just need to love yourself, and then you find that hope. You just have to like find things to distract you from overthinking. Journal. Honestly, journaling is just, I know some people are just lazy to write or like don't want to write at all. Especially like, I didn't think of even writing a journal because of my dyslexia. Like, I was like, it won't make sense at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But even if it doesn't make sense, just write it on a piece of paper, and then you can just throw it away. Like, I actually make that huge of a difference to just write it down, even if it doesn't make sense. No one cares. No one's gonna read it except for you.
I guess the point is just getting it out of your head, just getting it out.
Just getting it out and writing it in a piece of paper really helps to actually get it out of your head and stop overthinking.
Exactly. It's the overthinking. It
actually made a huge difference.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, Farah. It's amazing what you've done, and you're amazing. And thank you so much for sharing this, because I think we need to talk about this more, don't we? Like, there's so many people, especially now with lockdown, like I've spoken to my friends in England who have never had depression, but now, they're really lonely and they're suffering, and they just need to talk about it, and it's like my friend said, when she's feeling alone, and I said to her, you're not alone in feeling alone. And just by me saying that to her, she felt better, because it's when you feel like you're the only one who's feeling this, feeling alone or feeling sad or feeling down, that isolates you even more, doesn't it? And that makes you possibly go into a deeper depression. So I think sharing how you feel is so important, even if you just share it to yourself.
Exactly. It really is important to share everything to yourself. Like, just opening up to yourself is really important for you to just get that head start to find peace, just relax for once, not feel stressed, not feel anxiety. It really opens your mind to so many things.
And not to judge yourself as well. Like, if you're feeling sad, it's okay. If you're feeling anxious, it's okay. Just feel it, accept it.
Everything that you feel, it's completely fine. It's just, you need to find your headspace, and you just need to find how you could relax at the end of the day. you to relax. Take things easy.
Yeah.
It will take time for sure, but just if you take it step by step, it makes a huge difference, honestly.
Exactly. No, thank you so much, Farah. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
No, it's all right. I think I got everything out.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure. And talk soon.
Hopefully, yes. See you soon.
Thanks, Farah. Bye.